This is from Dog Pound Daily. Three current Browns players who benefit the most from free agency. Number 3, Deshaun Watson. Cleveland made 2 underrated moves with Watson in mind, re-signing Ethan Posick, 3-year deal. Also signing Jordan Atkins, who worked alongside Watson for 3 seasons in Houston. And that's a good point. He should be a good red zone target. Number 2, Denzel Ward. Good news for Ward. The rest of the corners is that Juan Thornhill was added in free agency, much better suited for single high role than John Johnson. Number 1, Myles Garrett. Garrett had to love the addition of Dalvin Tomlinson, a major presence at defensive tackle. Okunrankwo, also huge addition for Garrett. He's a better pass rusher for the Texans than the Browns had, other than Clowney back his first year with the Browns. I agree with that. The other thing I would say about that, Ashley, is I think Jim Schwartz's system fits Denzel. Denzel Ward is probably the happiest guy with the system change other than Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to kind of see if the system sort of unlocks. We've been talking about, is Jim Schwartz going to unlock another level for Myles Garrett? He might be able to do the same thing for Denzel Ward, just kind of because of how he views his defensive scheme. You know, it's like he had told us in his introductory press conference, with the way the league is now, like, you have to start out by putting a lot of pressure on these offenses from up front because of things like DPI calls and just the way these receivers are anymore. So I definitely think it's interesting for him. And I definitely agree with those 3 players benefiting in different ways. I mean, especially Myles Garrett, because like I said before, you talk about pass rush production for the Browns in 2022, and it was Myles Garrett and everybody else. 16 sacks, and then the next highest sack getter on the team was Taven Bryan with 3. I think the most another defensive end had was Jadeveon Clowney with 2. So it was tough goings for as far as production there. And if you have guys who are more of a threat along the line, it makes it harder for teams to double and chip Myles and kind of do the crazy things that offenses do to him. Like, he still, of course, is going to get some of that because he's Myles Garrett, but I think it's just going to make his life a lot easier to have sacks and quarterback pressures and quarterback hits coming from places other than himself.
I agree with you. And when you look at the defensive tackle position and the lack of production, think about how many times Myles Garrett chases a quarterback up into the pocket. For your defensive tackles to have that few sacks, it shows you they just weren't getting it done.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that was part of the reason why at first we were all so excited about them drafting Perrion Winfrey. I think he got better and showed flashes as the year went on, but that pass rush just wasn't there from the jump, I think. And he did a good job of rushing the quarterback in college. I mean, he ended up his senior year, I think, at Oklahoma with like 6 sacks or something like that. So he did that really well. And I do wonder if that's something, again, Jim Schwartz can maybe help him unlock. But you have to find the guys who are going to capitalize on, even if Myles isn't getting the sack, who are the guys that can kind of clean up him doing the heavy lifting on those kind of plays.